Welcome to the 2012 season of the BLKICE Chronicles. This is the man that keeps you entertained and informed, Crazy Dee. This season, we're going to take you to many different places. We're going to show you excellent entertainment. And of course, we're going to have the scripted pieces of the BLKICE Chronicles. And we're going to give you sneak peeks of the summer release of Situations, the third DVD in the trilogy of the BLKICE Chronicles. So, without further ado, let's start the show.
I came to get some music for my Halloween party. And I came for part of my Halloween outfit for you to see. Who is this chick here? Staring with the eye problem.
You have your vampire outfit on?
Yeah, that's right. I got my vampire outfit. And I got my fangs too, Dee. See? I want to suck your blood, Dee.
Matter of fact. So do I.
What the fuck? What's her shit, Dee? And why the last couple times I came in here it's been some shit?
Shit, the last shit was...
I take it.
How long have you been strong enough to arm wrestle?
Since I was a toddler.
Since you were a
Since
toddler?
1989. What you talking about?
Oh, okay. And how long
Before I
have
came
you...
out the womb. Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
Okay, wait a minute now. Show the guns one more time. There we go.
My guns, you mean? Ain't no guns.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
don't let the signs fool you, baby. Ain't no guns over there. Looks may be deceiving. Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and wait a minute.
Move her elbow. I did not move my elbow. Look how far my arm is. Look how short her arm is.
Oh my
You
goodness.
see that though?
Come on, come back. Bring it.
Try to get it.
Can you wait a minute? There's some power here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. They're gonna stop the match. Oh, wait. Here we got one. Yeah, this is one. They going. Oh yeah.
You got a good one going on.
They holding. Wait a minute. I see a slip.
Your elbow moving.
Oh, come on now. Somebody wearing my Crazy Dee shirt, so they really can't go. Come on.
You know what? After seeing that last match, I know I can do this. And I don't even know this girl, but I know I can whoop her.
Oh yeah? You ain't gonna do nothing.
Watch and see. Watch and see. Watch and see. You think because you bigger than me, it's about to go down. Oh, it's about to go down.
Best believe it is. You'll see.
We'll see.
First disclaimer, I don't freestyle, I don't do poetry, and I don't rap. So you get all your entertainment from your other speakers. And let's give them a round of applause. Whenever I talk, I always like to give thanks to the Creator for things great and small, because without His grace and mercy, I would not be here. Also like to give credit to our ancestors and thank them for their shoulders that I stand on that allowed me to do what I do. I was not the smartest person, I was not the brightest person, but through the struggles of others, they bear witness so that I can now do what I do. So I also want to give them things. One of the things I always talk about is the Ma'afa. Anybody know what the Ma'afa is? Okay, the Ma'afa is what is Kiswahili for disaster. And it represents the period of enslavement that Africans experienced. And there's some legacies of that continue to plague us. One of the things that happened through the Ma'afa is the divide and conquer strategy. And so whenever I get a chance to congratulate or give accolades to people who are working in the struggle, I want to do that. And the reason why I do that is because oftentimes we've been socialized and don't even know it to criticize each other before we will congratulate each other. So if you want to learn one thing today, think about how you can congratulate someone before you criticize them. So I want to congratulate keepers of the art and for all their work that they're doing in the community throughout the year. So let's give them a hand.
Part of our host program, I give to you my sister, Kym E. Whitley.
That means cut. You see somebody do that? That's what that means. That means cut. That means cut. I can't. Who picked Brick House? Who picked that? That ain't funny. I used to be a brick house, y'all. Yeah, I'm more like a small apartment building that's in foreclosure. That's what the government is doing to me. That's it. Hey, do I want to thank all 7 of y'all for coming out? And I'll give a round of applause to security for keeping the rest of the people out. Security, you've done a good job. You've done a good job. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm trying to. Hi, ma'am. Love the hat. Yes, praise the Lord. I'm trying. It's hard. I'm trying to hold the stomach in and walk around so y'all will be like, I didn't know she was pregnant. No, that's grits, chicken, Whitmore's, you know, that's how we do it here. Oh, goodness gracious. This is going to be a good day. Y'all, I appreciate y'all coming. Some of y'all dressed up and some of y'all just said, just get on down here. Let me just get on down here. Now listen to this going on. We're gonna run this along, but I know this is a political event, and I've been watching the news, and I've been very upset. Yeah, exactly. Let me hear that. Yeah. Do they hate Obama or what? Yeah. What is going on? I'm like, the president can't take a vacation. The president can't go to Martha's Vineyard. Where you want the president to go on vacation? Detroit? He take that new bus to Detroit. He gonna come out from eating some barbecue and it's gonna be up on some bricks. He got to go to Martha's Vineyard. And Mitt Romney, he just mad. He mad because the president didn't rent one of his 7 homes in Martha's Vineyard. That's what he mad about. I can't understand why they won't let the president take a vacation. I mean, really, is he ever really on vacation? No. Somebody got to carry that little briefcase with that little red button in it. I mean, the president, he got 50 people around him. He can't even scratch his butt. Yes, he cannot. Can you see the president just, let me get that. Clear, clear. Oh, no, he was just getting out of wedgie. He was just getting out. I mean, he got to spend some time with Sasha and Malia. He got to. We don't want them to end up like the last president's daughters. President Obama, he just trying to keep them off the stripper pole. He just trying to keep them off. Gotta spend time with the children.
We're here at Crazy Dee's web show, sitting right here with RZA from the Wu-Tang. All right, now. My boy. Now, with all of your national, international popularity, right? Is it about record sales or what you get when you come into this, when you go around the world and get this kind of love? Is it about record sales or is it about that love?
It's more about love and just spreading the culture. Record sales, I sold 50 million records already. So I ain't never sold a record in my life.
And I want more people. So that argument that we're hearing, that we're hearing is coming from out of the East now because let's say the West came up, the South came up, and now the Midwest is coming up. That doesn't really pertain to necessarily Wu-Tang.
Nah, I'm saying that's because we are global icons. I've been in places like Serbia. Serbia is like Czechoslovakia and all these countries. We got 100,000 people who's on Wu-Tang companies. You know what I mean? So we're global. But I will say this though, the reason why some artists complain is because, not because they're not getting record sales, it's because the radio and the programmers always get stuck on one side of the map. You know what I mean? Because they stuck on the East and they stuck on the West, on the South. They never put it all together. Let everybody live. You know what I mean? That's a problem because if you do what you're doing in Cleveland, I'm doing in New York, you're doing in Chicago, there's only 1,000 of us. It ain't like a million of us, 1,000 of us. It's 100 million people. You should be able to spread that love to everybody. But the radio may have 10 niggas they choose out, and that same 10 artists keep going back and forth, you know what I mean? That's a problem because if you're in New York and you're like, yo, 4 artists from the South, 4 from Chicago, 2 from the West, where's New York at? We get 2 from the South, 2 from New York, 2 from Chicago, 2 from the Midwest, 2 from Europe maybe, and then we got a better thing. Or maybe double it up, 20, you know what I mean? So that's the main problem.
Okay, so now, when you go over to the European countries, do you find that the MCs, that they love you over there? Do you find that the people who do hip-hop have that edge where they want to compete with the Wu-Tang?
Yeah, compete?
Yeah, compete. Because you know what hip-hop is about. Yeah. It's about the machismo.
Yeah, that's the real hip-hop is about competing, but nobody wants to compete with Wu-Tang. Even if you look at No Disrespect, I love all the top artists. I love G-Unit, Kanye, all these niggas that selling millions of records. They don't want to compete lyrically, hip-hop wise, against Wu-Tang. They compete in record sales because the record sales come from, none of these rappers sold more records than him. None of these rappers sold more records than Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they can't even rap. Right. You know what I'm saying? So record sales is not competition, homie. Word for word, your word that lives long. A word like I was in Vegas, Kym E to me in the roulette table. He quoted one of my lyrics to the roulette guy. He was like, speaking the truth, it takes bravery. That's a quote from the RZA. For him, it was gospel. Right. He was like CB at the club. He wasn't like Jake and Gin and Juice. Those are big records. I love Gin and Juice. I love 50. But you tell you, bro, you can use that shit in your life. It's prophetic. You can take it with you. You can go to anywhere you want. And the wisdom you get from us, you can use it again. You know what I mean? Like Marvin Gaye, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Let's go back before Wu-Tang. In the 80s, in the mid-80s, up into the 90s, we had a college radio here in Cleveland. Did the Wu-Tang start out on college radio, or was it something where it came from the street and went to mainstream?
No. We went from the streets to college radio to mainstream.
So would you say the college radio?
Oh, man. The first place that ever played a Wu-Tang record on radio was a college radio station called PRP. A white guy named Greg Probus, his name was DJ G. And a guy out of Houston named Will Strickland from Texas. There was college radio DJs, and he put it to the Gavin report.
Gavin, yeah.
Exactly. And they were the first 2 guys that ever played my record on the radio. And they shared it with a few of their other friends. Like, yo, you heard this new dance with the Technical song? I'm over to hear about it. And they all started talking about it. And it grew until it took about 3 months later. The first DJ that played on the mainstream radio was Kym E, WBLS.
Okay. Now, so summarize
all the 9 and then with Old Dirty Bastard and Spirit. How was Visit all of them together? Well, we have to talk on your website or your people's. I don't keep us together. Wu-Tang is more like the 9 planets. Everybody got their own orbit. We all rotate around the sun in their own time, their own year, their own movement. I said I learned that I'm the 7th in the center of the sun. Me, I sit still. You know what I mean? I love all my brothers. My brothers are somewhat powerful, great, and somewhat, all of us great. But I try to sit still. And when the time comes for them to get my chamber, they will. But these are great scientists. These are all generals. We don't need each other. We don't need each other at all. With the bastards, they did regret because on the DVDs we would hear back and forth bastard. Was there any regret for it? Yeah, but to lose all these things, it's like Ghostface said it best. It's like losing a leg. But a man got learned to walk without that one leg. Alright, and we have learned. Alright, but ODB was so important to us. It's almost detrimental. Yeah, but ODB passed. What's somebody passed? So one day, I mean, not like that. Not so whatever. I'm gonna pass one day. Everybody gonna pass. That's all of us gonna pass. Take us forever. You know what I'm saying? That's forever, yo. Physically, we all gonna pass. You gonna pass just watching it. He gonna pass, you doing the interview. He younger than me, he gonna pass. You know what I'm saying? All body styles. You know what I'm saying? Because it decays. Even the earth itself will decay one day. But it takes a long time, of course. So, losing ODB in the early phase of his life, it shocked me and it took me back a few steps. But at the same time, it enlightened me. It's funny because ODB was a man that was able to run around with a lot of women. He left a lot of children. And one of his sons is known as Boss Son. His firstborn son is called Boss Son. His rap name is called Boy Jones. And he don't smoke, he don't drink. But I was promise you that he has the ODB spirit in him like nobody else. And he's about 18 going on 19 right there. And I'll put him on. I'm working right now to put a record out with him. And so having ODB was so great. ODB said there's no father to his style. There was no father to his style, but he's the father of many styles. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So Boss On, Boy Jones, you do what you're doing and go show the world what your father was talking about.
So, we're talking about college. Now, did you ever think in your wildest dream, the occasion that you would take this and then move into films and a cold action job, the American Gangster, especially the scene coming down the hallway when you were playing the junkie, that was tough. So did you ever think that going from music, hip hop, would take you to this plateau now?
I gotta admit to you honestly. I knew that Wu-Tang would inspire the world and influence the world. I really felt that in my heart. You watch my other documentary, you can see me saying it. You hear Jilla saying it. You hear Ray saying it. All of us saying the same thing in different interviews. I didn't tell Ray to say that. I didn't tell Jilla to say that. You knew that what we had was special. But for us to go into the film world, I think what happened for me was that in the day I first started hip-hop, there was no DVDs. So in order for a guy to see a film in his car, he only could listen to it. So 36 Chambers, Cuban Links, Liquid Swords, those are my movies. You know what I'm saying? That you can listen to. But now you got DVDs in your car with TVs, but it wasn't none of that in the old days. So I actually was ahead of the curve. Okay. And now I'm in the world I should be in, which is film. Because film is sound, light, and music. Bang bang.
So what's next for Rick?
Direct the movies.
That's it. Okay. I'd like to thank
Thanks, yo. Respect.
Crazy Dee's web show.
Crazy Dee, what up?
And website?
My website? Very important. Yours is more important. I don't sell websites. Watch out for my movie, The Man with the Iron Fist.
Crazy Dee's web show. Exclusive.
Okay, I'm bringing the man of the hour. I mean, everybody's been of the hour. This is one of my favorite people to listen to. You hear him every Tuesday morning on the Tom Jordan Morning Show. He is, when I tell you he has a way with words, he gets to the point. He's eloquent. He is from Cleveland, Cleveland native, formerly with BET. He is an MSNBC correspondent. He is smart. He is sexy. He is handsome. And I cannot have him. But y'all show some love right now.
You're our best trained, best educated, best equipped, best prepared.
Jack Johnson! Oh man, the talking is good as so.
That they would rather switch.
Good evening. I'm sure it's evening by now. There have been several keynote addresses, and so I will not attempt to give the 10th because most of what needs to be said has already been said. And I think what we know at this point in time is that so much of the message that we've been talking about is not necessarily for the people in this room. Because the people in this room are already prepared. The people in this room are already soldiers, and the people in this room have already committed to be on the front lines of ensuring that not only a Tea Party or a conservative party or a right-wing party or a wrong party will determine what Ohio looks like for our future. But the challenge is that so often when we come into places like this, we do so much rah, 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 that we don't talk to each other about the stuff that we're not doing. So that as we move from this place, we've challenged ourselves to not just take the message to the people, but deal with the foolishness inside the troops, so that when we go out to the people, we're not infecting each other to be less effective than we can be when we engage the people. So I already know some of y'all don't want to hear this. I don't care. Because if we're beginning to talk about labor, and we're talking about the faith community, and we're talking about civil rights, we got some stuff within labor and the faith community and civil rights that we got to deal with if we're going to effectively see. If we're serious about what this takes, we know we got to get more people out in 2012 than we did in 2008 with people not believing in hope and change. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's easy to get people out when it's hope and change. It's hard to get people out when the message is please. And we're in a place now where a hope and change message isn't going to work for people who are out of work. A hope and change message is not going to work for people who are disenfranchised and disconnected. So the question is, how can we get back to the place where it doesn't matter who the candidate is? It matters that we come from a community of people that understand that whether we got the greatest candidate or the worst candidate on the ballot, that we show up because we have to, because people not only died so that we can be there, but there's a generation calling on us to show up. To determine what the future looks like. And so we've been dealing with we are dealing in a community with faith leadership that don't know God. Now, how do I quantify that? I quantify that because if you can preach that you serve a God that's able to do anything but fail, why are you scared? If you preach that you serve a God that's Alpha and Omega, how can you not be in a place where you're willing to engage not the politics, but the reality of how the politics affects the people in your pews, regardless of what you're driving, or what you're wearing, or where you live, or where your kids go to school? Because I'm tired of people that have being afraid to fight for people who don't. When we begin to talk about the faith community, we don't even know what the black church is. Because we judge the black church based on institutional infrastructure. So whether you're a part of this denomination or this denomination or this denomination, or you non-denominational, which just means you got another denominational infrastructure which ain't denominationally named.
That's right.
Where we are is not about denominationalism, it's about freedom. It's about power. It's about being able to speak the prophetic word to change the reality of people that believe enough to come every Sunday when everything says just stay at home and be depressed. It's church was not based on the original denominations of the Church of God in Christ or the African Methodist Episcopal Church, which were the earliest denominations of African Americans that understood the necessity of being able to separate from existing denominations, that they would have the ability to be able to culturally express and spiritually transform the reality of their lives through their faith. That's not the beginning of the black church. The beginning of the black church is when a slave master gave a Bible to slaves whose first language was not English. Bear with me. The reason why the foundation of the black church is so important is because you got all these people nowadays, especially very learned folks, that will begin to talk from a black nationalist perspective about the fact that black Christians are actually pimped because this was a religion that was given to them to keep them docile. Yes, it was, which is what makes it so gangster. Because the beginning of the black church was when a language that was not my own, and a faith and a tradition and a theology that was not my own was given to me. And as a slave, I had the ability to be able to sing songs based in the foundation of this theology with this language that a slave master thought was about obedience, but they knew was a narrative of freedom. That's where the black church started, on a plantation where people believed that I noticed God didn't create me to be a slave, that he created me to be able to go to higher heights even though I don't know what they look like. And I'm going to take this word and I'm going to take this language and free my people with it. That is the foundation of the black church.
Fire.
I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So why should it be true that I get a belt out of you? Crazy Dee here. Back again, breaking in for a second on the new season of the BLKICE Chronicles. You're enjoying it, aren't you? You're enjoying the first episode. I know, because I made it so entertaining that you would enjoy it. So I just wanted to break in and say that. Back to the show.
Hey, what I want to do today is talk about the psychological impact of popular culture and the media in urban communities. I'm going to talk briefly about the role of the media. There's no topic more important than the media and its influences on our children. In fact, at a certain age, the media has more influence on our children than we do as parents and guardians. So it's real important that we understand what they're seeing, what they're hearing, and what they're going through in terms of the media. Second thing I'll do is talk about the role of blacks in the media. And again, I like to take a historical analysis, like the beginning and end at the end. So I'll talk about how this thing started, how it parallels to what we've been going through for quite a period of time. And then the gist of what I'll talk about today is the psychological impact on what is going on in the media. And then finally, I'll talk about three primary solutions. There are a host of others, but we won't have time to get through all of them, but I think there are at least three primary ones we want to talk about. And then finally, I'll open it up to questions. Although I'll open up the questions at the end, as I go throughout the presentation, anytime you have a question, please feel free to ask. And one of the things I do when I present or talk or teach is I think it's important for our children to learn critical thinking skills. I think critical thinking skills is one of the most valuable things that formal education and informal education will teach you. That means when you hear something, you don't accept it at face value, you critique it. And so what I want you to do as I present is to critique what I'm presenting. Feel free to challenge me. I'm not afraid of a challenge. If you hurt my feelings, I know a lot of counselors, I'll go get some help. Okay? There's only one thing I ask you to do, and that's not to say anything negative about my mother. Everything else is open to criticism. She did the best she could, and I still turned out the way I did. So we're all okay there? Yeah. All right. Let's go. Power of the media. One of the things that you have to recognize is that the mass media actually sets the agenda for many of us if we don't use critical thinking skills. They tell us what's important, what's not important, what we should be doing, what we should not be doing. And most of the time, from a psychological level, we don't even realize it's actually happening to us. One of the exercises I do in my class is I ask people whether or not they think for themselves, is I ask them what they think about diamonds. Anybody want to tell me one thing they think about diamonds? Yes?
I was thinking about pictures of kids who lost their legs over diamonds.
Pictures of kids lost their legs, that's a critical thinker. Someone else tell me what they think about diamonds.
That's not worth anything.
We hear the word diamonds, yes?
For some reason, every time I see a diamond, I always think like inside that diamond is like a whole nother world.
Okay. Yes, sir.
A controlled monopoly?
Control monopoly. Yes, in the back.
Overpriced.
Overpriced.
That's something by Jay-Z. Diamonds are, or Kanye West and Jay-Z. Diamonds are forever.
Diamonds are forever. Yes.
They're not worth anything.
They're not worth anything. See, I'm dealing with a critical thinking group for the most part. Usually when I ask my class, now these are people who are getting their PhDs and master's degree, meaning they've been in school for a long period of time. You know what they tell me? They tell me everything that the Beers Diamond Corporation in South Africa has told them to say about diamonds. And they think they're free-thinking people. So it's important that we become critical thinkers because the mass media will control our thoughts and we think we're thinking on our own. Someone once said, power is not a gun or a knife or a bomb. Power is the ability to control others and have them act against their own self-interest.
Mm.
All of you stand back! We're taking this dude into custody for the murder of Big Pimpin'. Case closed!
They trying to kill him!
Enough of this